So are you thinking about moving to Oceano, California? Well, today I'm in Oceano. I'm going to show you around. After we get back to the office, we're going to jump onto a map. We're going to do a map tour of Oceano. So I can show you the different neighborhoods and the different price points to expect when you're looking for a home in Oceano. But make sure that you stick around to the very end because I have one of the best kept secrets of Oceano. And I'm going to share it at the end, and I'm going to get after it right now. Okay, so if this is your first time to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and you click the bell icon below to get notifications for every time I post videos about Oceano and about moving to the Central Coast. My name is Bruce Carson. I'm with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. And I get calls and text messages from people just like you every single day that are looking for information, looking to move here to the Central Coast. And I absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text message or an email, and I'm here to help. All of my contact information is listed below. So today, again, we're going to go through the map and I'll show you Oceano. So today, we are doing a map tour of Oceano, California. Oceano is centrally located on the central coast of California, and it is right along the Pacific Ocean. So Highway 1 runs up and down through Oceano, California, and then Oceano, of course, it has the ocean on one side, and then it is completely locked in with the other 5 cities in the South County of San Luis Obispo. So Oceano is one of the 5 cities in the South County 5 cities area. So it is called one of the 5 cities, even though Oceano is unincorporated. So they do not have their own local government. Oceano is governed by San Luis Obispo County. And it's just because it's just such a small little community. And I wanted to walk you through Oceano because I feel as a realtor it is important that you keep Oceano on your radar if you're looking to live down here in any of the 5 cities area. So you see that we have Oceano is right next to Arroyo Grande. It's right over by Halcyon, which is over here in the corner of Arroyo Grande and Oceano. And then it's just south of Grover Beach and to the west of all of these towns. So the reason why I suggest looking at Oceano, if you're considering Pismo Beach, Grover Beach, Arroyo Grande, is we can find better deals here in Oceano. We have a tendency to have a lower cost for real estate if you're looking to purchase or rent a home. So let's talk about the beach of Oceano. The beach itself runs right into Grover Beach, which also runs into Pismo Beach. So the whole beach itself is all one big beach. There's no clear defined separation between Pismo Beach, Grover Beach, and Oceano. So once you get on the beach, you can, in Pismo, you can't drive on Pismo Beach, but you can drive starting right here in Grover Beach. So if you're driving your car and you go down Grover Beach to the end of Grand Avenue, at that point, you can enter the beach. You can drive your car, you can park there at 4th Street, and you can walk up to the pier all along the beach, the pier in Pismo Beach. Or you can drive your car way down, all the way down through Oceano and way beyond Oceano. There are sand dunes out to the east, and you can drive pretty much all the way down to Point Sal, which is very far south. So you can drive for a really long time on this really big beach. You pay $5 a day or $50 a year, depending on how often you're going to use the beach and drive your vehicle down there. Now, another fun thing is you can ride your all-terrain vehicles down there on the beach and in the dunes. So your ATVs, motorcycles, razors, Humvees, any kind of vehicle that you want to bring out there and do some fun off-roading, go for it. You're welcome to do that right here coming on in Grover Beach. And then the next entrance is right down here in Oceano at Pier Avenue. We'll get there. I'm going to work our way down. But if you do want to go out and use ATVs and have fun out there and you don't own one, you can rent up here in Grover Beach, and you can rent down here in Oceano on Pier Avenue. So now I've mentioned Pier Avenue twice, so let's work our way down to Oceano from Grover Beach. So again, Grand Avenue runs directly through Grover Beach, and then it hits Highway 1, and you can turn left and go down to Oceano. Or you can drive onto the beach and then drive down the beach to Oceano. But either way, we're heading southbound to Oceano right now. So coming down Highway 1, there's not a lot out here. You see, there's the railroad tracks run along Highway 1, and this is some preserve area for, I think the state owns it, but there are no houses, no homes up in this area just south of Grand Avenue out here towards the beach. Those are just some dunes, and I know there's some access points and everything for Pismo Beach and for the state, so they use that. We don't have the opportunity to use those. So once we come down, it's a couple miles from Grover down Highway 1. Once we get to some residential areas, we're going to see a bunch of fifth wheels over on the east side of the Highway 1, and then over here to the west side, we're going to start seeing some residential areas. So we have some single-family residents down here, a few little communities. There's not a lot of homes down there, but there are some really nice homes of a variety of different ages right down there in Oceano. When we get down Pier Avenue and we run into a bunch of condominiums and some smaller units, some nightly rentals. Some of the properties can't be lived in full time. There's some rules and regulations that state that they actually do have to be used as nightly rentals down there in Oceano. So that is down off of Pier Avenue. So when we go down Highway 1, Pier Avenue is a stoplight in Oceano. Might be the only one. And then we turn down Pier Avenue, and that is the southernmost entrance to the dunes and to drive onto the beach. So once we get down here at Pier Avenue, we're going to run into, before we hit the beach, we're going to run into a community down here that has some really, really nice, expensive, high-end homes. This is beachfront property, dune front property, right here in Oceano. So if you're looking for views, you can look beyond Pismo Beach and Grover Beach. Oceano does have some views to offer you if you're looking for views. Now, when you drive out Pier Avenue again, that's where there's a lot of rental companies where you can rent the ATVs and all-terrain vehicles. There's places to have some food and little markets. So they're really catering to people that are coming for day trips to the beach, and also catering to the few people that live right here in that area of Oceano. Now, once we get south of Pier Avenue, we're going to go over a bridge, and we're going to get into Oceano itself, to the other part of Oceano. You see, Oceano is starts from the north and coming south. It's all over on the west side of Highway 1. Once we cross the bridge, Oceano spreads out to the east of Highway 1 and continues down to Halcyon Road. So when we get down here to going down Highway 1 through Oceano, on the west side, we have a lot of manufactured homes. We have some 55 plus parks on both sides of Highway 1. And that is some affordable housing down there. So there's manufactured homes, and some of the parks down there in Oceano actually have no space rent or affordable space rent compared to some of the other towns like Arroyo Grande and Grover Beach. So more opportunities to live really close to the ocean, easy access to the beach, and some more affordable housing down here on this side of the highway. Once we get beyond this housing, then we're going to be into fields, and this is where local farmers grow this very fertile soil out here. They grow strawberries, and they turn the crops and grow a variety of different crops throughout the year. So there's no housing out here, that's all just crops. So coming down south into Oceano and then heading over to the east, you see that Oceano runs right along Arroyo Grande. So this is another reason why my suggestion is keep Oceano on your radar. Look at Oceano homes, not just Arroyo Grande, Grover Beach, and Pismo Beach, because this area is really nice as well. It's right next to the other towns. Here's Grover, and this is Arroyo Grande. Grover and Arroyo Grande kind of blend in with each other as well. So Oceano is just a little bit more hit and miss when you look at the neighborhoods. So you pay attention to your MLS listings and the photos, and drive the neighborhoods for sure before you make a decision to buy down here. But by all means, you should look at the homes in Oceano. Some streets are nicer than others. Some streets are riddled with cars, while some are not at all and have big, beautiful homes. We do down here around 22nd Street and coming south on Highway 1, we also get into some condominiums and more multifamily housing and living down here on this part of Oceano. So again, that is more opportunities for affordable housing in Oceano. The Central Coast is not a cheap place to live, and Oceano is just one of the more affordable opportunities for living here on the coast. So that is Oceano itself, and some of the pros of Oceano, of course, the location, to proximity to the beach, just being so close. You could walk or drive or ride your bike very easily to get to the beach. The climate is the same climate as all of the other 5 cities, even though we might have a little bit more fog, or it might take a little bit longer for the fog to burn off on days that the fog is going to burn off because of the proximity to the water. But that's the trade-off you're always going to have when you're living by the Pacific Ocean, is the closer you are to the water, the more fog you're going to have, and the later that fog is going to burn off. If you don't like the fog, come out here to the east. You can be in eastern Oceano or out here in Arroyo Grande. Anything that's past Highway 101, the east of Highway 101, that's where we get a little bit less fog. I kind of call that the fog break. When I was raising my kids in Pismo Beach, we lived right downtown Pismo Beach, and they would say, during May gray and June gloom, they'd say, "Dad, when it's too foggy, let's get out of the fog. We need to see the sun." I'd say, "All right, well, let's get in the car and we'll just drive on the other side of the highway. We can just go as far as Walmart, and then the sun will be out." So that's kind of the 101 is a good fog line. So if you don't like the fog, stay east of the 101. Oceano, the downfalls of Oceano, for me, when I was living there, this drive was a little bit long for me raising kids, because it's a long drive coming down Highway 1, or coming down Halcyon to the 101. So if you're hauling kids, sporting events and practice and this and that, for me, it was just a little bit off the beaten path. I prefer to be closer to the 101 when I'm hauling kids. Now I don't have kids, so it doesn't matter. I'm okay to live down there. So I'd be happy to move back. But right now I live in Grover Beach. Other downfalls is, of course, with that cool weather, sometimes when the plants are growing and they turn the crops, strawberries don't smell, but sometimes during the year they grow either like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, and those fields can stink when they're growing, and when the fields are turned, they can really, just have a pungent smell. People who live down there just kind of get used to it, but that happens every year. Those crops are going to be out, so it's just kind of one of our seasons. We don't really have seasons per se like summer, winter, fall, because the weather basically doesn't change very much except for May and June when we're pretty much guaranteed fog. And then another issue with Oceano last year, 2023, we had a whole bunch, or 2022 and 23, we had a whole bunch of rain. And that rain came down to Oceano and created some flooding. There's also in the downtown area of Oceano, just on the other side of the bridge, there are some low-lying areas that have a tendency to flood. So you just want to pay attention to that. If you're buying a house, of course, you're going to get a natural hazard disclosure, and any flooding is going to be disclosed to you. Other fun things going on in Oceano, there's a really cool melodrama, and then because of the proximity to the 5 cities in San Luis Obispo and Santa Maria, then there's plenty of shopping and plenty of entertainment opportunities to enjoy while you're here on the Central Coast. So that's Oceano, California. As always, call, text, or email me, Bruce Carson Realtor, with any questions. And I'm going to show you that best kept secret. So thanks for hanging in there. Okay, so thanks for hanging in there. This is probably the best kept secret of Oceano. This is the Oceano Depot. So we are located right here on Highway 1, across the street from the fire department. And we're right next to the railroad tracks behind me. So this is a very historic and significant spot here in Oceano, because prior to 1895, the only way to get here to the Central Coast was by stagecoach, or by wagon, or by steamship. So it was not easily accessible, and very difficult to bring supplies in for building anything and really any growth. So 1895, the railroad came through. The first of these Oceano depots was built, but unfortunately it burned down in 1903. So this one was erected in 1904, and it is obviously still here. Now it is a museum. It's actually moved from its original spot. But you can come down, you can go into the museums. A lot of great artifacts, a lot of great old photos and history of Oceano and the Central Coast. So make sure that you check it out. It's the best kept secret of Oceano.